Welcome to Tate Britain.
Well, here we are in the famous Tate Gallery.
In this series, we've been given unique access to some of the nation's most loved paintings.
I do love it.
I think you've got great taste.
Do I?
Mainly because I share it.
I'm Gus Casely-Hayford, art curator and cultural historian.
Isn't this just magnificent?
And I'd like to invite you into scenes of some of the most extraordinary paintings and remarkable landscapes.
Oh my God, it's the same.
All in the company of some very talented men and women.
Part of me does go like, I could have done that.
We'll walk in the shadows of these great artists.
Put your hands behind your back, it gives you more authority.
Rediscovering their secrets and
I'm
inspirations.
changing my mind about this painting now.
So sit back, enjoy the view, or better still, follow in my footsteps.
I've got my walking boots and I'm looking forward to it very much.
Hand in hand, like Morecambe and Wise.
There are probably more pages in the history books dedicated to the personal life of Dora Carrington than there are to her art. But today, we're going to be delving into the art of Dora Carrington. And I'm going to be joined in this series of journeys with someone who adores her as much as I do. The talented, the glamorous, the charismatic Helena Bonham Carter.
This is a show full of promises, exploring the art of a deeply talented artist with Helena, who's not only a huge fan, but every bit as fascinating and colourful in character as Dora Carrington. Often remembered for her links to the eccentric Bloomsbury group and a rather unconventional love life, Dora Carrington was once described by the former director of Tate Britain as the most neglected, serious painter of her time. Her art is eclectic, personal, and emotional. And it gives us an insight into her complex attitude towards sex and relationships, as well as a window into a troubled soul. Dare we look?
Hello. Nice to see you. Really nice.
Welcome to Tate.
Thanks for having me. This is fun. And there's no one else here.
Exactly, we've got it all to ourselves.
Is this your living room?
It is.
You are so lucky. Do you realise that? This is so... You are so lucky.
What sort of art do you like? I mean, given the choice.
I'm pretty eclectic.
But in a room like this, what would you...
OK, if I got to keep something.
Yes. And there's some great work in
I want
here.
some stickers. I don't like that.
You don't like that?
Personally. Do you like it?
No, well,
I don't want that. You don't give this to me. I don't want that one. I can have that one. That wouldn't cost much. Could I? That would look really nice at home.
This is Sickert.
I do love it, actually. The pink is outrageous.
Isn't it? Yeah.
It's fantastic. It's practically neon.
And I love this room because on that side of the building is modernity, but this is about the period of transition. There's a complete reconfiguration of the way in which people are thinking, not just about painting, but about the world. And I think the women do it better than the men, in my mind.
Of all the paintings in this room, this landscape of the Lake District by Dora Carrington is one of my favourites. She painted it in 1921, just a month after she got married.
That's an attractive painting. I'd like that one.
And what do you...
To be honest, I probably know more about Carrington as a person than I do about her art. I came here to the Tate Britain this morning and I went to Westminster School and for sixth form, and I remember thinking, God, she was kind of... I mean, I was pretty odd and pretentious at that age, but she was kind of my pin-up then.
Wow, really?
And this is... Well, the first thing I think is boobs. Massive. Massive boobs. So it seems to be... At first, you think, oh, it's happy and nice and calming, but then you go... The more you look at it, the more sort of, I think, disturbing it is, because it's weird that this is nice and white and happy and hopeful, which links to these two, but that goes straight to the washing, so there's a hell of a lot of washing. Who are these? They're probably mother and daughter, don't know. This is really, really bleak. To me.
Agree.
To me, it's bleak. This is very forbidding and overwhelming. There's not much sky. It seems very claustrophobic.
Yes. And that house is a place where, over the course of a holiday, her life and her relationships utterly unravel. But I've always felt that she starts out with a degree of confidence that she seems somehow to lose over the course of her life. And I've always felt that it's her younger self, her more confident self, leading herself into possibilities.
They're wearing period costume, aren't they? Not period costume, I
Yes.
mean, not 1921.
Exactly.
So it would seem what you say, that's probably what she was thinking of, her younger self.
Yes. Well, it's evocative of a time.
Evocative of a different time,
Yes.
of a lost time.
Yes. So this is Watendlath in the Lake District.
Can we go there then?
Let's do it.
Okay, can we just go by jumping in? No, I guess not. Oh, whatever.
Dora Carrington's story ends in tragedy. But the quality of the work she left behind is incredible. It's so diverse, it's almost impossible to believe it's all hers. But it's not impassive. This is art that challenges the viewer to look on, to ask more, to ask why. So before embarking on a northern adventure with Helena, I'm going to start where it all began, in Bedford, the place where she grew up in the late Victorian period. Starting at her childhood home on De Paris Avenue, my walk would take me past her old school and the market square, which she captured so brilliantly in one of her early drawings, and will end at the Higgins Museum, who keep an archive of her early works. Dora Carrington can appear a bit of an enigma, but if you really want to understand her, well, the story begins here in this house in Bedford. The atmosphere of this warm, lovely family house is a million miles from the house that Dora grew up in. She loved her father, Samuel, but her mother she found hugely controlling. And this house, well, it held very dark and painful memories for her. In her letters and diaries, Carrington describes her childhood as awful, blaming her mother's controlling and prudish Victorian upbringing. Charlotte Eliza de Houghton was obsessed with what others might think, expecting her children to blindly obey and observe a God-fearing way of life. The mention of bodily functions was forbidden, as was any attempt of independent thought. Carrington would forever associate family life with a loss of freedom. Are great artists born, or are they made? And it's an age-old question. And with Dora Carrington, you get a sense that it is both nature and nurture. I mean, she is born with huge talents and exhibits an ability to draw from a very young age. But when she comes here to Bedford High School for Girls, she flourishes. Whilst attending Bedford High School, Carrington won prizes from the Royal Drawing Society. And somehow, the school art teacher managed to convince her mother that Dora's talent should be nurtured at art college. Continuing my walk, following in the footsteps of Dora Carrington's childhood in Bedford. Walking past the market square, I'm heading to the storage room of the old Higgins Brewery Museum, which houses some of Carrington's fantastic early drawings. Her work is often hidden away in private collections, so this is a real treat. These are so special. As she said, I only draw the people that I love. And this is a drawing of her brother Edward, and it's captured just a year before he died at the Somme. I mean, the techniques that she uses, the cross-hatching, and she does it again with this beautiful silhouette of her other brother, Noel. Look at the shading, the skill and the care. And then this view, the view over the Bedford market.
It's not big didactic art. This is about people and community. It's things like this that really make you fall for Dora Carrington. I love this. A little illustration which she's appended to the top of a letter to a friend. And it's part of a whole area of her work. She's an artist and an emotional one. Someone who painted because she loved it and painted to bring joy. Glorious.
1910, aged 17, was the year that everything changed for Dora. This was when she left Bedford to attend the greatest art school of the age. The Slade School in London was not just a place where Carrington would develop her talent. This was the start of a new life full of possibilities.
I was very good at school.
Were
I've gone
you?
backwards, yeah. I know, it's a
I
surprise.
don't believe that.
Helena Bonham Carter and I are on a journey to discover Dora Carrington, a fantastic but overlooked artist who Helena has adored since childhood.
It's
I
taken
can
me
measure-
this long to get
Bonham
naughty.
Carter!
No. I was so good. I had halos and wings.
After a suffocating Victorian upbringing, life truly began for Dora Carrington, aged 17, when she arrived at Slade School of Art in London. And this is where she had her first taste of freedom. The Slade School, part of the University College of London, it remains one of the great art schools of the world. And I'm heading there now with Helena.
Brian Knox Studio. Oh, this is fantastic. And look at all the mess.
And the brushes and the...
Yeah. I have got a lot of this stuff at home.
Have you?
Yeah.
But if you don't paint, then what do you...
I look at it.
I went to art college.
Can you draw then?
I can't draw and I can't paint. And that was what I learnt at art college.
That you can't?
And, yes, but also that
Yeah.
I was utterly intimidated by...
Other people's?
Yes, exactly,
Yeah.
other people's work.
I had the same problem, which is a bit stupid, because I think ultimately everyone can do it their own way.
But you have such
Yeah.
high standards. I bet you were brilliant and that was about self-doubt.
I'd say 10% self-doubt, 90% truth. Just crap.
The thing about Dora, when she comes here, you'd imagine coming from Bedford to the Slade, and not just coming to the Slade, but coming with probably the greatest generation of artists ever to attend. Stanley Spencer,
Yeah. She's up
Mark
against them.
Gertler,
Yeah.
Nevinson.
Yeah.
These are the superstars. And you would imagine that she would completely buckle. But
Yeah.
she
Thrives.
She is probably the centre of everything. She's the one that they all are attracted to, that not just in terms of her as a personality, but people love her because of her work as well.
Despite being the life of the party and the centre of all male attention, Carrington cultivated a very boyish look that was at complete odds with her upbringing.
It's a bit of a puzzle to marry the image of this very shy and retiring, pigeon-toed, person who's not strikingly beautiful, with this reputation of being the one that everyone fell in love with.
Carrington dropped her first name, too sentimental, embraced curveless clothes and cut her hair. Here was a look that would define her for the rest of her life. If Carrington was Helena's pin-up, I wonder what she was like as a teenager.
I was naturally rebellious. I remember even stomping around the hills in the room with a view, going like, I don't want to be like this dainty thing.
Yes.
And I wasn't happy at being a woman.
Really?
No, absolutely not.
So you share that with
Absolutely.
Dora?
Carrington, yeah. No, I didn't want curves, I didn't see the point of them, I wanted to get rid of the boobs. I'm better at it now. I've worked out I'm a woman.
And does that offer...
I'm much happier, I'm enjoying it much more than I did when I was younger. So I think I was just diffident. I was just very shy.
Yes.
I didn't get that confidence.
Back in Carrington's day, life drawing was at the heart of a Slade education. But looking at the studio now, it's pretty obvious that times have moved on.
This whole mezzanine wasn't here. This was just one massive room, and it was just full of easels, and they were just doing life drawing like all day, every day.
Right.
But there are some things that haven't changed at Slade.
My hair was long when I came to Slade. I don't know, it's got to second year, I don't know if it's the pressure, but we've all just started cutting our hair. It's like, my friend just calls it the Slade conceptual haircut, and
That's very funny.
We're continuing our journey through this campus, looking for more signs of that exceptional Slade year group. Our next stop is at the UCL Museum, holding some exquisite drawings by Carrington, produced on this very site.
It's like being back at school.
It is. It's got that smell, hasn't it? Back at school smell. Are these hers?
These are hers.
Oh my God, it's funny. I've never seen anything. I mean, not that I know everything that she's painted, but this is so unlike anything that she ends up ever doing again.
I mean, you see here the reason why she was accepted. I mean, look at this. It's just...
They are extraordinary. She's obviously fantastically talented. And it's funny because it celebrates the human form, and something which I suspect she didn't do with her own human form.
During her time at Slade, Carrington flourished with her peers. Brothers John and Paul Nash, Christopher Nevinson and Mark Gertler all fell in love with her. But the zealotic Mark Gertler demanded absolute fidelity from Carrington and her bed, something she initially refused to engage in.
Do you think it was just a denial of her sexuality completely, rather than actually trying to be a boy? Because in any of her relationships...
It was scary.
Yes.
I think it was scary for her.
Yes.
She eventually gave in to Gertler's persistent nagging for sex, an event she didn't enjoy and which marked the start of a slow decline in her self-confidence as a woman, but also as an artist.
Do you think the Bloomsbury lot would make a good musical?
I think it would.
Probably would. We've just got to get the style. I do like old songs.
Towards the end of her Slade years, Carrington started rubbing shoulders with a slightly older social circle, known as the Bloomsbury set, with authors Virginia Woolf and Lytton Strachey at its heart.
I want a little sugar in my bowl.
This bohemian group of upper-middle-class writers and artists revolted against everything Victorian. They embraced what were then considered unconventional love affairs, including homosexuality.
I feel so lonely and I feel so sad.
As the war broke out, the Bloomsburys, most of them conscientious objectors, left London to take refuge in their country homes. In 1915, it was Virginia Woolf who invited Carrington to spend some time with them on the Sussex Downs. Our second walk will take us to an iconic Bloomsbury hangout, also on the Sussex Downs, where Carrington stayed, Charleston Farmhouse, home of artists Vanessa Bell and Duncan Grant. Beginning at Bo Peep Farm, we'll follow the old carriage road to Charleston Farmhouse, a place bursting with Bloomsbury personality and artworks. It's against this dramatic backdrop, during a stroll in 1915, despite being gay and having only just met her, that Lytton Strachey tried to kiss Carrington. This unexpected encounter was to change her life forever.
They all just seemed incredibly glamorous to me.
But I like the idea of this woman who has incredible talent, but is introduced to this world of these middle-class and upper-middle-class people who come equipped with a whole different extra set of social skills. I get the sense that they were a little bit patronising, and that Lytton Strachey, on a walk like this, he makes a lunge. And
what was he thinking? I mean, she was obviously a girl, and he knew by that time that he was gay. But it was interesting that they definitely felt attracted to each other.
And then the idea that Dora tries to get revenge on Lytton.
Oh, I love that.
By sneaking into his room and trying to snip his beard.
Yeah, but then it's at that moment that he wakes up just before she's about to do the snip, and she says they met eyes, and that's when she fell in love.
But can you imagine falling in love with a gay man in that kind of way?
All the time. All the time. I spent most of my early life falling in love with men who were gay and twice my age.
But once you knew that it was impossible,
It didn't stop the love, though.
Yes.
No, it just made it more inconvenient.
But all relationships are based on some kinds of compromise, aren't they? They're never perfect, are they?
Yeah, but I do think you have to keep the sex life going.
Yes.
Although it's quite... Oh, look, I've reached 10,000 steps. Look. I've reached an orgasm. I had great time once with an acrobat.
I can imagine the possibilities.
He was amazing.
We're approaching Charleston, which opens to the public in the summer months, when the path probably isn't quite as muddy.
But would you have wanted to be part of the group? Would you have come up here to
I'd love
Charleston
to have had the chance to come. I mean, I would have felt pretty nervous.
Would you?
Terrified.
Carrington came to stay at Charleston with Lytton and was enthralled by the creative energy in the house. Duncan Grant's studio has been kept intact, and that's our next stop.
I've always wanted to come in here.
This is the studio, yeah. This is where they would have worked.
Is this all their actual original furniture? Like,
This is all the original furniture.
we sat
This is a
down-
chair that Virginia Woolf bought for Vanessa Bell.
Oh, how
it's
touching.
quite unusual.
Can I sit on a chair? No, I
Later,
can't.
in the kitchen,
One
you can sit on a chair.
Would you, at the time, would you have wanted to have been involved, to have come down and been part of it?
I think it would have been, it would have been terrifying. I mean, they could be really sharp and they could be quite bitchy. I don't think they were a pretentious group, but they had pretensions.
You don't think they were pretentious?
No. They had a belief in what they were doing. They had a belief in this exciting new ways of living, in exciting new ways of making art and writing.
Yeah.
And I think Carrington was very much interested in those same areas.
I think Carrington was moored to the group by her love of Strachey. Despite his age and his sexuality, she chose to make him the main focus of her entire world. A choice full of tragic consequences, personally and as an artist.
Not exactly sex on legs.
I always think he's the most important member of the Bloomsbury group. He liberates Vanessa Bell and Virginia Woolf, particularly Virginia Woolf, with his kind of queer outlook, with his talk, with his filthy talk.
He was the sort of their first mentor in a way.
Kind of. There's that famous story of Strachey coming in and pointing to a stain on Vanessa Bell's dress and saying "semen," and that this liberates them, the whole way that what they can speak about and what they can talk about.
Yeah, and without it being denigrating. What a huge relief. Oh, I love him then.
And he had a lot of lovers. He had so many lovers.
Yeah.
And young,
Did he
athletic
really?
lovers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Would you have wanted to?
Yeah, I'm not sure I wanted to have sex with him, but I would enjoy his company.
Charleston was a very festive place, and the Bloomsburys were definitely bon vivant. While staying here, Carrington kept very busy in the kitchen, designing labels for honeypots and preparing delicious food. Helena can finally sit on a chair to get a taste of pickled pears and sloe gin, Carrington's specialities, which the Bloomsburys even wrote about.
Bottled fruit and vegetables, chutneys, pickles, preserves. Her pickled pears were a revelation.
He couldn't have been serious.
The making of these was part of Carrington's secret life.
What was so secret about it? Meaning that she was secretly domestic.
I think the
after
idea
all.
that she had this hinterland, that not just
Yeah.
as an artist, but that she had kind of multiple talents, and that, you know, cowslip wine and pickled pears, which are meant to be a revelation.
There is a sexual thingy about pears. It's meant to never mind.
No. Family show.
Okay. Oh, I
In the
can't.
spirit.
In the spirit of the spirits. Do you want some of this one?
I have a little.
I can't have lived really if this was a revelation. But Maybe they're saying she was the most fantastic wife.
You see, that's what I'm railing against.
I know.
And why aren't you railing against it
I'm
with
really
me?
railing because I think she went in with her eyes wide open, and there was part of her that was really fulfilled and satisfied, making pickled pears and cowslip. It's great to be loved. It's great to be needed, and to make a home. Even though I know that she consciously never wanted to become a mum, but I think she nevertheless possibly was quite maternal.
But revelatory pickled pears aren't enough.
There's one thing that occurs to me. She did her other portrait, big portrait that I can think of, was of Forster.
Yes.
And he said only connect. So he would argue, Gus, that it's more important to love and connect with another individual than anything else.
You don't believe that, though, do you? Surely.
I do, actually.
But there will be a point when lots of people queuing up to write the Bonham Carter biography.
No, I'm more interesting than what I've done. I mean, I don't mean that in a modest way. I don't think my acting is particularly interesting. I think I've done other stuff, which is more interesting. Either been a mother, done things between people, or enabled things to happen. They've been much more important than my pretending to be somebody else.
No, don't do that. Because it goes... No, it's important. No, but that is exactly what she does.
No,
it's
she
what
did.
she does.
No, you're absolutely right.
And that is the thing
Pigeon
that
toe.
allows
Yeah.
Lytton to do what he did. And I
Yeah.
think there has to be a point at which women say, no, I matter, my career
So you're
matters.
going to be my anti-Lytton, aren't you?
I am your anti-Lytton.
Yeah.
I'm very happy to be your anti-Lytton.
In real life.
I'm on a journey with the wonderful Helena Bonham Carter to discover the art of Dora Carrington, whose troubled life and complex marital arrangements overshadowed her legacy in the world of art. But first, I'm heading to the village of Tidmarsh in Berkshire to explore one of Carrington's most splendid paintings, the mill at Tidmarsh. She moved here with Lytton Strachey in 1917, and this is one of the few places that you sense she was truly happy.
This was a house in which she and Lytton could become the family that she'd always wanted. Here, in this gorgeous mill house, she could build a new kind of life.
As soon as she arrived here, Dora poured all of her energy and fertile imagination into personalising this new nest, painting the walls, the furniture, and creating stained glass windows.
You can see what she fell in love with. It's absolutely beautiful. And her work is transformed. She paints like she's never painted before. I mean, this painting of the mill house from across this water is gorgeous, sumptuous, rich, but also so optimistic, full of love. And if you contrast that to that painting that we began with in the Tate, looking out over Watendlath, those cold colours, those two figures wandering, looking incredibly lonely. I mean, here, even though there are no figures in this, even though there's only a silhouetted swan, it's a place filled with warmth and love.
Everything in this painting suggests that she was fully immersed in this new environment. The use of vibrant colours, bold lines, and the key to it all, two black swans, a perfect metaphor for her relationship with Lytton, reflecting her hopeless desire for a life of devotion. While living happily with Lytton at Tidmarsh, someone else was making an entrance into Carrington's life. A friend of her brother's, an athletic, good-looking young man called Ralph Partridge. At the start, she didn't think much of this earthy, practical and physical man, who she thought looked a little bit like a Norwegian dentist. But Lytton was bewitched, and he promptly fell in love with him, and slowly Partridge was to become part of the Tidmarsh set. Under the influence of Lytton, Carrington engaged in an affair with Ralph, who eventually proposed in 1921. The idea of marriage filled Carrington with dread, but to keep the balance of her Tidmarsh menage-a-trois heaven, she accepted. Shortly after the wedding, the happy trio went to spend a holiday on a farm in Watendlath in the Lake District, where I'm now heading with Helena by train.
Mopsa? They like their nicknames, don't they? They're your Polypus, Mopsa. I like the name Mopsa. Polypus?
Carrington's letters and diaries are another testimony of her great talent, full of witty drawings and snapshots of her life, like this conversation she had with Lytton about the nature of her unconditional love for him.
Okay, you can be Lytton, the one that you love.
Do I have to?
Yes. Okay. Well, you can be Carrington if you want.
What did you say in your letter?
I said that I was in love with you. I hope you don't mind very much.
But it's too incongruous. I'm old.
So?
You can see. And diseased.
Yeah.
And I wish I was more able.
That doesn't matter.
What do you mean?
No, she doesn't contradict him. That doesn't matter.
What do you think we had better do with the physical?
Oh, I don't mind about that.
That's rather bad.
Well, I don't mind about that.
That's rather bad. You should. I thought you did care. But do you mind me being rather physically attracted?
Don't think you are, really.
Why? Because of your sex?
Yes, partly. Don't blame you. I knew it long ago and went into it deliberately.
Okay. QED. I've come round a little bit to your view, but like all relationships, it's obviously complicated.
Yeah.
And that there was something that was there for her that was fulfilling. I'm not saying it's utterly healthy, but I can understand what it was really about, what attracted her.
I think in another letter, somewhere or other, it says that there was no other person where she felt she could be herself.
We finally arrived in the Borrowdale Valley in the Lake District, an area of outstanding natural beauty, a source of inspiration for generations of artists, including the newly married Dora Carrington, who came here with her soulmate Lytton Strachey, her husband Ralph Partridge, and his best friend Gerald Brennan. I'm going to take Helena through the wild landscapes and fantastic views that have inspired artists like Turner and John Atkinson Grimshaw. Setting off from Bow to Stone, which Grimshaw sketched in the late 1860s, we'll make our way towards the view of Watendlath that Carrington based her painting on. From there, we'll walk to the actual farm where she spent her summer holiday in 1921. And we'll end by the beautiful Watendlath tarn, which inspired the artist Sir Charles Holmes.
I know you love her work, but this particular painting, is it one that affects you, that you like? I mean, that view down hills at Watendlath.
Yeah, what we come here for.
Yes, exactly. I'm trying to give you context. Well, I'm doing
It's all right.
It's all right. Oh, bloody hell.
It's okay. It's This is really horrible because I know nothing about painting, but she sort of went backwards, didn't she?
She went backwards.
No. Maybe not. But it's like I like the news. They seem really complicated and impressive, and then she goes very simple, which I like, that simple, naive kind of style thing. But part of me does go like, I could have done that.
Run fast.
Should I run? No, I do like it. It's intriguing. It's a sort of glimpse of inside of her, just as much as this amazing view. Because for me, like we're here, there's a huge amount of openness and a sense of freedom. And you look at the painting, actually, it feels like a very introverted, quite claustrophobic. It doesn't sort of go like, to the heart. It goes like, oh. I don't know how to do this. Can you do that?
Let's see.
Oh, no, we could go through this thing.
Let's go through here.
Yeah. You see how you live in the country. But it's funny because she's just got married.
Yeah, well, the marriage was never going to be and never was about
her and Ralph. But they still set up home.
Yes.
She lives with him, and then
Ralph, who she practically marries because Lytton fancies him, knowing that marriage is not exclusive of Lytton.
Yes.
And now it seems like a quartet, because when she comes here, she's freshly married to Partridge and she's already writing love letters to Gerald Brennan, his best friend.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, Carrington started an affair with Gerald Brennan. She felt the need, as always, to project her love on canvas by producing this exquisite portrait of him while staying at Watendlath. The affair sent a clear signal. Marriage was not going to restrict her. Carrington sought out loving people so much and yet rejected the conventions of domesticity and the intimacy of wedlock. And all these complex feelings are brilliantly captured in the farm at Watendlath. And Helena and I are about to discover the actual views that she based the painting on.
Son has got his hat on.
Beginning to.
Together we're exploring the art and the life of a special artist we both absolutely adore, Dora Carrington. When you see the untouched beauty of the nature around Watendlath Valley, you understand why Dora Carrington was so inspired by it. The possibilities for walks are unlimited. We're continuing towards Watendlath Farm, where Carrington shared her bed with her husband, Ralph Partridge, and her heart with her soulmate, Lytton Strachey. We're finally approaching the spot where she based our view. I can't wait to show it to Helena.
Your ankle's okay.
So far.
Double barrel. Just think, if we got married...
Yes, quadruple.
We could be a quadruple barrel. Bonham Carter, Casely-Hayford. Casely-Hayford, Bonham Carter. Mountain goat.
Oh.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
So, this is it.
This is it.
It's our view, the farm at Watendlath.
It does beg to be painted, but she has changed a hell of a lot, hasn't she?
She has.
I mean, they definitely look more like boobs than the... I mean, you wouldn't say boobs, but you say here, boobs. And then the buildings seem forbidding. Everything seems more forbidding. Everything seems to be kind of coming at you.
Yeah.
Whereas here, actually, being here now, it's a place where I feel I can breathe.
It does feel like the sort of place you would want to escape to, and I agree. Here, it's the sort of place that you want to run away from.
Yeah. Maybe they're white sheets of surrender. Surrendering to the domestic life.
She writes about not really liking the idea of having lots of kids, but
not even one child, I think.
No.
But in a way, Lytton is a child.
Yes.
She kind of did exactly what she was trying to avoid. So she did actually create a domestic home.
Yes.
As you said, sacrificed a lot of creative energy creating a home for him.
All of the opportunities she had for happiness.
I know, but I don't think she would have... If you had her here today, she still wouldn't say I made the wrong choice. I do think that she was fulfilled, personally.
You okay?
Yeah. Gentlemen, thank you.
There's a period when they seem to find a kind of balance in their menage.
Yeah.
With Lytton, Ralph, and Dora. And then things begin to unravel. I mean, there's a moment where Lytton says, there's a few things I'd like you to have in case I ever die. And I think she thinks, oh gosh, I don't like the sound of that. And it slightly disturbs her. Then he starts to fall ill with stomach pains. They think initially that he's suffering from typhoid fever, and he has a variety of doctors, none of whom can make him better. And he gets increasingly weak. And as he weakens, Dora, recognising that it's probably close to the end, she thinks, I can't live without him. But also she wants to make a kind of deal with fate. She will give up her life for his as a deal.
Oh, is that... What?
So she goes into a garage closes the doors, turns on the car engine. But she wakes up in bed. Lytton dies a few days later, and she is utterly devastated.
It was Ralph who found Carrington and nursed her back to health. But the grief of life without Lytton was unbearable. On a March morning in 1932, Dora Carrington borrows a gun from a friend, goes into her bedroom, wearing Lytton's dressing gown, and kills herself.
And one of the final things he says is that he wishes that he'd married her.
I know.
And that they
Bit late. Yeah.
had been happy.
Then what they had was a hell of a lot. I mean, she made a home for him.
Yes.
It was just unconventional. And not quite the shape that people were used to of that time.
It's a tragic, tragic end.
The death of Dora Carrington was such a loss. Fearlessly, she put love at the heart of her art, and yet it was love, unrequited, that proved to be her undoing. But her legacy is astonishing. Her letters are alive with wit. Her drawings are etched with love, and those fragile paintings, so naked in emotion, still too much to bear, are at the vanguard of everything that was to follow in British art. It's too easy to focus on the tragedy. So think of this. Here was an artist who truly let us in, who told us we're not alone in our grief and in our joy. Here was an artist who could capture the inner by looking out.
Even in her short life, what she left behind was absolutely astounding. And as a record of a particular woman's take on that period, the painting of Watendlath, I think for me is one of the finest in the Tate Britain collection.
With all this in mind, Helena has chosen to read this poem.
This is by William Stafford. It's called The Way It Is.
There's a thread you follow. It goes among things that change, but it doesn't change. People wonder about what you're pursuing. You have to explain about the thread, but it is hard for others to see. While you hold it, you can't get lost.
People get hurt or die, and you suffer and get old. Nothing you do can stop time's unfolding. You don't ever let go of the thread. She did, I guess.
She did.
Mm.